Comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is the thief of joy. Too many times we are sitting there comparing our life to other people when we don't even know what they're actually going through. Why? Why? Because there is an innate insecurity within your own life that often you do not even see until you see somebody else have something that you either didn't think you could get or wanted but you didn't get. Why are we sitting there worrying about what other people have? Why are we sitting there worrying about comparing our life to somebody else when we don't even know what they put in to get that, right? We don't know how they worked, what they did. We don't know what they had to face in order to get that. And too many times we sit there and compare our life as if we're supposed to look like somebody else. We are unique individuals. We have our own individual life. We are running our own race for a reason. There are people that need to hear your story, hear your voice, understand what you went through because they are going through something similar. If we're all sitting there being copycats of each other, what is there to learn from? What is there to draw inspiration from? You're not supposed to be comparing, especially nowadays with social media. It's as if we all supposed to look alike. We're all supposed to have a 10-step skincare. We're all supposed to live in luxury apartments. We're all supposed to. That is not normal. The amount of consumption that we're doing nowadays is not normal. The fact that people think when you move into a new space, you're supposed to have all your apartment decorated, that is not normal. You are going broke comparing yourself and trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to keep up with the influencers. What are you doing? You are not even looking at the very thing that your life is, because it is filled with joy. It is filled with blessing. But if you steady comparing your life to the people that you see on TV, to the people that you see in your vicinity, to the people that you see on the internet, what joy do you have left of life? You're gonna call it quits before you even try, and that's not the point. You have to stop comparing your life. Your life will never be like somebody else's life. It wasn't meant to be that way. You're sitting there steady comparing and you're missing out on the blessings that are right in front of you. Say, for example, you're a person that you follow a whole bunch of fitness influencers. You personally want to lose weight and you steady comparing your body to what that person looks like and what that person is doing, and you feel like, when the truth is, no matter what you do, you will never look like that person. You know why? DNA, genetics, the way you eat, your background, your culture, your environment. So many things play a part of your body and its systems and how it works that you will never look like that girl. You will never look like that guy, but you could look like the best version of yourself if you tackle the actual problem, right? You want to lose weight, what can you do? Change your eating habits, do more activities, work out more, stretch, be more mindful, be intentional. Make it a lifestyle and not a phase, because honestly, when you get older, your body is gonna constantly change. That's just what it is. But if you don't actually have a lifestyle to maintain that, eventually you will put on weight or you will lose weight depending on your genetics again. So it's so important that we stop comparing and start finding the root of these things, because all of them lie in insecurity. All of them lie in some form of insecurity. That is what comparison really is. You feel like you lack something. You feel like you lack money. You lack confidence. You lack something, right? And you're looking outwards to this person that looks like they have it, when honestly, you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what it took for them to get it. You do not know. You just see a picture. You just see the finished result. You just see that. When is the last time you looked at your life and said, I'm so grateful for my apartment, my home, my mom's house. I'm so grateful that I have food on the table, that I could walk, I have an able body, I could move. When was the last time you practiced gratitude? Because that's the root of joy. When you practice saying thank you for the things that you already have. Find the joy in your life. It could be the most silliest things in the world, whether you love to read books, you like to go for a walk, you're able to get your favorite drink on your way to work. Find the joy in the things that you're doing. And if there is none, for whatever reason, what are the things you wish you had or want to have, right? And I'm not talking about material things. I'm talking about, you want confidence. How can you practice having confidence, right? What is the root of the reason why you don't have confidence? Is it your lack of love when you grew up? These are things that your next step should be going to therapy. Your next step should be reading books. Your next step should be really doing the internal work, because ultimately you can look at somebody all day and you can't be them, right? You can so-called practice, but it will always feel fake. You have to do the internal work to get to the root of the problem so that you can experience true joy. So that way, when somebody posts something, you're not sitting there comparing your life, you're clapping for them. Clap for them. Stop saying, woe is me. Stop saying, when is going to be my turn? When is going to be my turn? Sweetie, it's your turn right now and you're missing it because you're comparing. Because you're saying everything you don't have compared to that person. What if it's not meant for you? What if that is not meant for you? Because if you had that, you wouldn't be who you are now or in the future. The platform that you're looking to have, the people that you're looking to inspire, the job that you want. If you have that, what if that causes you to lose what you're supposed to have in the future? Have you thought of that? Stop comparing. Stop comparing. Their yes is your no. That is it. Let it go. Because this is the thing. Anything that's meant to be for you will be for you. Anything that's meant to be for you is going to be for you at the end of the day. But we have to get to a point where we understand that you need to learn how to be content in the season that you're in the life that you're in. And if you want more, there is nothing wrong with that. But if you simply want more because that person has more, reevaluate why you want it. If you was not thinking about a promotion or being managed, because again, there's a difference between inspiration and comparison. If you truly want to be a manager, but you never thought you could because of how you grew up and the lack, and you see somebody who looks similar to you with a similar background doing it, they've inspired you to chase that dream. Versus you just want to be a manager because you saw they have a cute bag and they got the bag because they manage it. Now you want to be manager so you got more money to buy a bag. Be all the way for real, because that right there is going to eventually slow down. You're going to eventually be tired because it was never meant for you to begin with. You sitting up here comparing your life, you are now in something you actually don't have passion for. That person could be passionate about being a manager. They could care less about the bag. What if the bag was a gift? They didn't even buy the bag. The bag was a gift, but because you're sitting there on the outside looking at their bag, thinking, oh, they're a manager, that's how they got the bag, that I want to be a manager so I can be a bag. But you hate being a manager. You hate it with your bones. Stop comparing your life to others. Get to the root of the problem. Get to the root of the insecurity. Figure out what it is you want out of your life and begin to work towards that. If you are comparing because you feel as though the world owes you something, life owes you something, God owes you something, nobody owes you nothing, sweetie. I'm sorry to say that. Life is going to have its ups and downs. It's going to have moments where you are going to feel like you cannot do it. But in order to succeed, in order to see the things that you want in life, in order to find joy, you need to practice things. You need to practice good work ethic, meaning whatever you want to do, consistently go after it, right? You need to practice gratitude. Start counting the blessings and the things that you have around you. Things will not move if you're sitting up there comparing, right? Because even if you sit up there and compare your life and you say, oh my God, I live in this room, I want an apartment, I want an apartment. When you get the apartment, then you be like, oh my God, this apartment, da 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 da, I want a house, I want a house. Then you get a house, oh my God, this house, da da da. You're gonna keep complaining, bro. Stop. You're not even gonna enjoy life, and by the time you look, you're old and you did not enjoy anything in your life because you steady comparing it to the last. You steady comparing it to what somebody else's have. What are the good that's in your life right now? Go on social media. Who are you following? Are they inspiring you? Are they making you feel insecure? Because the thing is, it has nothing to do with them. It's you. So if right now this person makes you feel less than, unfollow. There's an unfollow button for a reason. Unfollow so that you can get your mental in a steady state, in a good place, and be in a good headspace. You want to be in a good headspace. Unfollow them until you're in a good headspace and you can come back and look at their content as inspiration again. But if you stay steadily comparing, you're going to get depressed. You're going to feel like you're worthless. You're going to think you cannot make it when you can. But because you have a lack of self in your head, in your mind, because you have insecurities, because you're not practicing good talk to yourself, you will feel like you can't. You can't. What are you watching? What are you reading? How are you spending your time? These are things you need to start doing. Go outside, do one-on-one self-talk, find a therapist, or just in general, therapy books that will help you figure out what is the core issues of things that are keep creeping up, that making you compare your life and feeling like it's worthless. Change your environment if you can. If you can't in the immediate sense, okay, what are the steps to save towards getting a better environment? How can you move away? How can you move to a better place? Maybe you have to go drastic, straight up go into the system that can help you find a place to live, find a job, find this, find that. There are resources, but it does not help if you're just steady comparing and complaining and comparing and complaining. Nothing changes when you compare and complain. Nothing. No one's coming to save you, sweetie. You have to do the first step. You have to do the first step. Comparing is the thief of joy. You will miss out on the blessings, on the goodness that is your life. Stop comparing. Start living. Living for yourself. Finding those daily things that bring you joy. And if you don't have any, start some. I started making flower arrangements for myself. It brings me so much joy to make something pretty. And every single week, I think I get it every week or every other week, it looks different from the last. And I go by how I want to feel. And I started going on walks because mentally I needed to figure out things. I needed to clear my head. So now it's like automatic. Whenever too much is going on in my mind, I can't focus, I go for a walk. Weather permits. If I can't go for a walk, I'm on that Stairmaster, 45 minutes, okay? But stop comparing. Be proactive. Stop comparing. Be proactive. Start making the steps you need to make in order to create the life you dream, but find joy within that life. There are people out there who are filled with joy to have a studio apartment and live in countryside. There are people who don't want to make more than $50,000 and they're happy. How can they find joy in having less, what we deem as less, right? It's because they figured it out for themselves. They found gratitude within what they have. There's something in their core center that they care about more, that's more than material. Peace, joy, love, adventure. There are people who are straight nomads that go different places and enjoy it. Figure out what makes you joyful, what brings you happiness. It's time for you to step outside of the digital realm. It's time for you to step outside of comparison. Even if it's somebody in your everyday life you're comparing your life to, maybe you need to distance yourself just for a little bit so you can get your mind right, so you can work on yourself internally. So that way you're not steadily comparing yourself to that person, to that friend, to that family member. That you can finally be and have joy within your life and be the person you've called to be. Comparison is thief of joy. Practice gratitude. Detox from all things that are holding you back. And remember, your life is your own. Your destiny is your own. It will never look like anybody else. Show up for you and show up in the best way. Gratitude will be your best friend. If you just take a moment to find the little things in your day that you're grateful for, it will change the way you see everything in your life. No more complaining, no more comparing. Find the joy that is your life.